It's Nasia Thomas, and this is Spilling the Tea with iHeartRadio Broadway.
iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz.
What is my favorite, ultimate Broadway musical, right? It would be The Lion King. The first Broadway show I ever saw was Annie in 1997, and I saw Nell Carter as Miss Hannigan, and I sat front row, and she waved to me as the curtain was going down. So, yeah. I am dying to see Pearly victorious for very obvious reasons. The best piece of advice that someone has given me for my career was to never pour from an empty cup and that it's okay to say no. My favorite moment in Six, now this is not going to be like an answer you're expecting, but it's the answer that I'm going to give. My favorite moment in Six is when we kind of mess up and we try to recover brilliantly, or maybe not so brilliantly, but it's just like finding the okayness in being human and making mistakes on stage, and to, have the support of the rest of the cast on stage as we try to recover, as I try to recover. I'll just speak for myself, but just finding the beauty and the humanity that we're not robots and we're not machines and we're not supposed to be perfect. So I guess that journey of being okay with where you are and how you are and when you are, and it's a bonus that I get to feel that way with the rest of my cast supporting me. So yes, I have been in a lot of jukebox musicals. So Six is like my first, I guess Carolina Change was like my first original, non-jukebox musical, but Six is not a normal musical, I guess. I would say like the biggest difference would be like the generations of people who are coming to see it. But what I will say that's very similar, when I was doing Ain't Too Proud or Beautiful, whenever a song would come up and the people knew it and remembered all of the things that would like go through their heart or go through their mind when that song first came out, like when they were reliving that moment they first heard the song or whatever, there's always like a collective right, in the audience, or just like a sigh. And I think that Six is the same because, listen, everybody knows the Six soundtrack. Everybody loves the Six soundtrack. Everybody always knows the words every single time they come to the show. So instead of that and that oh and that ah, you hear applause. You hear, I know that's right. You hear all these different kinds of hoots and hollers because people just love the music. And that's the same thing with Temptations music or Carole King music or any music that makes you feel a type of way. Like Six does that same thing. So same, different, but kind of the same. My favorite fan encounter, one day after the show at the stage door, this young woman came up to me and she said to me, "You make me proud to be a Black woman." And I started to cry because representation matters the most to me, and it was the highest honor I believe that I can receive as a performer, to say that somebody saw themselves in me and that they were proud to exist and to be exactly who they are and to stand in who they are, is something that I will never, ever, ever take for granted or forget. If I could perform one song for the rest of my life, it would probably be Shadowland from The Lion King, and also Lion King, if you hear me, it would be Shadowland from The Lion King. If you need a Nala, I'm just saying. My favorite cast album to listen to on repeat would probably be The Lion King, but also Waitress. My favorite musical artist that is not Broadway to listen to on repeat is Ella Fitzgerald, but also Moonchild. Here I am with the two answers, but I couldn't choose.
iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz.